Now, I don't know about y'all, but I found this quite interesting. Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, spoke out about Destiny's Child collaborating with R. Kelly back in the day around 1998. Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, says he passed on using R. Kelly for a 1998 collaboration with Destiny's Child due to both business differences with the singer and his reputation. The 67-year-old tells Metro Code UK that when he and the group met with the singer, the girls were around 15 or 16 years old. I was there. This is a quote from Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father. I was there, and my former wife Tina was there, the music manager said. When they went to the bathroom, Tina would go with them. They did not leave our eyes. Knowles told the outlet in detail about the environment in which R. Kelly immersed himself as he worked. The thing with R. Kelly was he liked to record late at night, around midnight, he said. And that was different with his studio. And that was different with his studio was, what? And that was different with his studio was not that one room had a recording. That's just some type of typo. And that was different. I'm going to just say, and that was different because his studio was that one room, and that was different. His studio was that one room, and it had a recording suite. And next door was a club with 40 or 50 people dancing. Knowles said he passed on the collaboration between a then-established R. Kelly, who had hits such as to his name by then, such as 1993's Bump and Grind and 1996's I Believe I Can Fly, and his up-and-coming group due to both business and creative differences. I personally rejected the song because I didn't think it was a good song, he said of the track, which would have been on the group's self-titled debut album, which featured Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and then members Latavia Robertson and LaToya Luckett. Not just because of his reputation, this was around 1998. We had just begun to hear some of those things. Interesting. So, it wasn't just because of his reputation. It was a music thing too, the creative differences, but the reputation tied in as well. So basically what this is implying is that R. Kelly did indeed try, his hand, as far as like maybe not actually getting to a point where he literally tried to get them because Tina and Matthew Knowles made sure that the opportunity didn't present itself. But it is safe to assume that had Matthew Knowles and Tina Knowles let their guards down and left Destiny's Child in the studio with R. Kelly, that he would have tried to lure them into his cult, and had them calling him daddy and, reeled them away from Matthew Knowles and Tina Knowles. And, it is safe to assume that he would have tried to put them under his spell and at least have sex with them. Probably all of them. Like, it's safe to assume. It really is, in my opinion. Now this is Matthew Knowles coming out with an official statement. And it's quite interesting. Now, this post is dated January the 10th, 2019, but I don't know when, the statement first came out. I don't know if it was exactly after Surviving R. Kelly, but why would this statement all of a sudden pop up now, like, if it didn't come out after Surviving R. Kelly? I want to say, I don't know for sure, but I want to say, And I'm going to assume that this statement definitely came out after surviving R. Kelly. Because it would make a lot of sense that it did. Like, after that, and people were talking, and so Matthew's like, hey, well, you know what? I got a little R. Kelly story. He wanted to work with my daughters, too, and we were uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And so what do y'all think about that? Can you imagine, you know what I mean, like, how that would have played out if Tina and Matthew Knowles would have let their guards down and let Beyonce and Destiny's Child kick it with R. Kelly in the studio? Do you think that R. Kelly would have had the audacity to try to sex down Destiny's Child or lure them in? When they were, like, up and coming and the next hot thing? Like, do you think that R. Kelly would have went hard? Because I think he would have been hard being around them. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, man. It's not laughing matter, but it's so horrible. Sometimes you got to try to get, like, a joke out of it because it's horrible, and sometimes you got to laugh to lighten the mood because it's so horrible, man. But my personal opinion, I think he definitely would have. I think he would have tried to smash. And who knows what type of stories Destiny's Child and Beyonce would have had. Who knows how that would have swung the trajectory of them and their careers and, their mentalities moving forward after experiencing being under R. Kelly's wing. Like, what if he would have said, hey, man, I'm going to take them under my wing. I got them. I'm telling you, I'm going to make them. And they'd be like, you know what? You're the man. You're R. Kelly. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead. Like, I'm going to trust you with Destiny's Child to, help mentor them. And then they ended up being a part of his sex cult, living in his house and calling him daddy and not being able to look when men come around and stuff. And can you imagine? I'm going to say they definitely probably wouldn't have became Destiny's Child and had the careers they had. I think he would have ruined those girls, Me personally, but what do y'all think? Do y'all think, it's blowing out of proportion, people feeding too much into it? Do y'all think he would have tried his arm on Destiny's Child? Do you think he would have tried to smash? Do you think he would have tried to, really reel them into his cult? Do you think we would have never gotten Destiny's Child had they went under R. Kelly's wing? And if he had mentored Destiny's Child? How do y'all think Destiny's Child spending unsupervised time with R. Kelly and being mentored by R. Kelly would have impacted their lives and their careers? Will we have Beyonce today? Would Beyonce ever have gotten with Jay, and would Destiny's Child would have formed the way it did and played out the way it did and had the success they did? Which I want to say definitely, while we're on the subject, is one of the greatest R&B groups of all time, and especially female groups, because it seems to me when you think back in history that there have been more male R&B groups, more male R&B groups and more male singing groups, because one could argue, well, Destiny's Child isn't necessarily R&B, but more male singing groups than females. So I don't know what the list of female groups are, but I can't think of a female group. I mean, we got TLC, which is up there too, definitely. But other than that, I can't really think of another female group to really kind of match up with Destiny's Child. They are, hands down, one of the greatest singing groups of all time, and definitely one of the greatest female singing groups of all time, if not the greatest. Now, maybe some of y'all older than me, y'all can say, oh, hold up. Now, what about this group, that group from the 70s and the 80s and all that? I don't know. Like, send me some links. Let me tune in. I'll let you know what I think. But when I think of great R&B groups or great singing groups, especially females, Destiny's Child, the first that pops up, and TLC. I would say Destiny's Child and TNC. I said TNC. I would say Destiny's Child and TLC. And depending on what day it is, that's the one that'll pop up first. For me, personally. But Destiny's Child, man, like, if you can't say Destiny's Child is top 5 singing groups, female singing groups of all time, I don't know if I can accept your taste in music. Like, I don't. They're that great to me. Like, they were awesome. Like, I can't take nothing from them girls. They did their thing. They changed the game straight up. But with that said, how do you think it would have panned out if they would have came under R. Kelly's grasp? How do you think it would have played out? Do you think when R. Kelly was trying to work with Destiny's Child that he was trying to smash? Do you think in the back of his mind, like, yeah, I'm about to have me 3 or 4 young tenderonis, and yeah, we'll probably come up with a record. They got some talent, but forget all that. I'm trying to get that ass. Do you think that that's how R. Kelly was thinking? And do you think, had it not been for Matthew and Tina Nose's tight grasp on Destiny's Child, not leaving them unsupervised with R. Kelly, that he would have tried his own? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I can tell y'all this. I am so glad that that didn't happen. I'm glad that Tina and Matthew kept a tight grasp on Destiny's Child, and that they seem to have done a wonderful, wonderful job with those girls, and that's the reason why they had the career they had. And I'm so glad that R. Kelly did not get them under his grasp and, you know, do goodness knows what to and with them. So y'all let me know what y'all think. What's y'all opinion?